Hello guys, this is me Uday Shankar. Welcome back to another tutorial of Python. Today we are going to learn about methods in Python. So let's understand what is method. Method is basically a function which is tied to a class object, not with a class, to a class object. So you can create methods inside a class, and you have to use the class object to access that specific method. So that is what we are going to learn today. So let's get started. I'm going to my PyCharm studio. So here you can see some different things. I'm going to remove all of these, and I have my employee class here. So where I have two different methods. One is get detail and get all details. I have two different methods. So I am going to call these methods because these are methods like what I created in this class is method. So to create a method, it is pretty simple. I can create one more method. So like this, def definition and the method name. We can give any name for a method, but it should be meaningful. Then only you can understand that later when you review your code. So create employee. So this is my method name, and I'm going to give two parameters for it, name, or I don't need to provide this parameter because I'm passing name and age with the constructor, right? But I can add one more parameter here, employee department. So I added one more parameter for it, and then I'm going to simply print the employee department here. So I created a method in this specific class employee, and I'm going to call this method here. So to call that method in a different file, as I already told you, you have to import it from employee import star. So now I can create an instance of the employee class, employee equal to employee, and then employee dot create employee, and then the department is IT. All right, so here you can see we created one method here, and I am calling this method in this specific file using the class instance name. Like this is the instance of this class, instance or object, we can call whatever we want, but this is the object of this specific class employee class, and then using this object I am getting that create employee method from it, and this will execute it. So if I run this code now, alright, sorry, here this constructor need two different arguments, name and age, but I am not passing that here. So let's pass it out. Alex, and age is 25. So if I run it, you can see IT is printed because I'm calling this specific method from this class and executing it. And this specific method just have a print function to print whatever I am passing as the department, and that is what it did. So along with that, I can add one more line of code. I can print this name. So name is a parameter which I am passing to the constructor, right? And then it is assigning to the self variable. So I can access it using this self keyword dot name. So now my create employee has two print functionality. One is going to print the department, and the second print is going to print the name of the employee. And here I'm passing Alex as the name, so it should print Alex as well. So if I run it now, you can see IT and Alex. So basically this is what method do. Like, you can add all your functionality in the method, and depending on the functionality you want, you may have to create multiple different method. Otherwise, one method also can do your job, but that will completely depends upon your functionality of your project or your project requirement. So this is basically how you can create a method, and it is very simple. Give it any name following by def, and then the method name. That's all it need. Method name can be create new. I'm giving some random name, but it's whenever you work for your project, the method name should be meaningful. Then only it will make sense if someone else look at your code. And when you just open the brackets, then it will automatically populate the self variable, because the self variable is needed if this method is a normal method which is appended to the class. And then the parameter which you want, the self parameter is going to be the class instance which you create, and all your class related variables will be accessible using the self, like we already discussed. And then you can provide your own parameters to it, whatever you want for your function to execute. Like any parameter that will completely depends upon you. And I can give, there is no limit for the number of parameter. You can give any number of parameter 1, 2, but the parameter also should be meaningful. Then only it will make sense, like the method name. And this is how you can create a method. And there are some other type of method called static method. Static method is a different type of method. Those method you don't have to create a class instance. Instead, you can use the class name to access the static method. We can learn all these things in the upcoming video tutorial. And this is all for this tutorial. And the next video tutorial, we can understand what is the difference between a method and a function in Python. And thank you guys for watching. Let's see in the upcoming video tutorial. Thank you guys.